Tim Carter, AskTheBuilder.com, and check it out. They poured part of the slab this morning. Looks pretty good. Remember, this is not my job. If you see anything wrong, not me. And if you discover something new in the video, consider clicking that thanks text link at the bottom or underneath the video and realize every single dollar that I raise, I plow back into the channel to make more videos for you faster. Let's take a look at the slab. Well, the slab is now done on the main part of the house. The slab here in the garage did not get poured, all right? But I was here after it was poured and the finisher was using the mechanical trowel, and he was doing a really good job, but he was busy, and he put an excellent finish on it. This finish is nice and smooth, and I can't say enough good things. He really did a good job, and you always look at the edges, and the edges look fantastic. Really, really a fine job. They did a fantastic job. But here's something they did right after the slab couldn't have been 4 hours, 5 hours old. And see all these lines in the slab? They cut all the control joints. That's what they're called. And it looks like they created a grid where each one of these squares, kind of like a crossword puzzle, giant crossword puzzle, is about 10 feet square, and that's perfect. And what's really important is these cracks, both directions. I measured it, and I used a shim, and it's about 1 inch deep, and that's exactly what it's supposed to be. So I was really impressed that he did it correctly. You're supposed to make these cracks, or these joints, 1/4 the thickness of the slab, all right? So if it's a 4-inch thick slab, which this is basically, that means the control joints should be 1 inch deep. And just like we thought, you can see down here, the concrete was poured almost up to the top of the treated lumber plate. And here's the most important thing. Remember, we talked about the big 6x6. It's right here. It's in place, and I think it's going to stay in place. I just can't believe it's going to be pulled out, but we're going to find out. Maybe they're going to take this thing out after they, or when, before they go to pour this other slab. But I don't know if they're going to do that. I don't know why they would have chalked the line on it. You can see they chalked a line here. So that doesn't really make sense to me. And also, nothing about this 6x6 makes sense to me at all. We're going to know more about this when they pour this slab, which I think is going to be 2 days from now. But, bottom line, did a really good job. One other thing you need to know is, and I don't know if he did it, I don't think he did, but it's because there's forecasted rain tomorrow. And when you pour a slab like this, you really want to put curing compound on it. Curing compound, it's a liquid. Sometimes it has like a whitish cast to it. That eventually goes away. And think of it as just liquid plastic. And what it does is it stops the water in the concrete from evaporating. You don't want the water to evaporate too rapidly. That water is needed for the Portland cement to hydrate. And that hydration chemical reaction takes place over months and months and months and even years. It's really, really important to either A, cover the slab with sheets of plastic and make sure you put rocks or something down so the plastic doesn't blow away, or keep it wet with a sprinkler, which wastes a lot of water, or spray a curing compound on it. Very, very important. And also, remember the control joints. What those are for, concrete shrinks as it hydrates or as it gets hard. And it shrinks 1/16 of an inch for every 10 feet that you pour, 10 horizontal feet. And what it does, if you don't put those control joints in, which are basically there to control where it cracks, then the concrete will crack randomly. And you'll see that frequently on big slabs where they didn't put the control joints in, or they didn't cut them deep enough. So the control joints are there to control where it cracks. They're trying to encourage the concrete to crack where they did the saw cuts. And it's, even though you put those in, sometimes you can still get a random crack. But guess what? It's easy to fix those. You just have to wait a year or two and then get basically some regular wall grout. I would just get gray wall grout that matches the concrete, and you grout the crack once the concrete has shrunk as much as it's going to shrink. And that can take up to a year or two to do. I hope you discovered something new. Remember, if you need help with your job, I do phone coaching. Happy to call you on the phone. And if you discovered something new, go ahead and please click the thanks text link under the video, and realize that every single dollar I raise, I plow back into the channel to make more videos for you faster. I'm Tim Carter, AskTheBuilder.com. If you want to discover more home improvement tips, go to AskTheBuilder.com.